Hey guys, the Filipino P here and back by popular demand. Please welcome back Miss Glenda. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon, P. Thanks for having me again.
Hi. So my pleasure, Miss Glenda. So what you been up to? The last time we had our last interview,
Yeah,
it was a big hit. So
it was.
It was
Yeah,
a big
I know.
hit.
There were a lot of, what do you call that? Inspiring comments.
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
It said a lot of good words. Thank you.
Okay, well, were you surprised with the amount of attention you got?
Because it was my first time to be in this type of show with a lot of fans. Do I call them fans?
Fans?
Or subscribers or
Yeah.
followers?
Right.
Yeah. So it was really like, wow, what is this? What did I get into?
Were they asking for your number or they...
Oh, a lot of them say, how do I get in touch with Glenda? Can I have blah, blah, blah? But of course, it's very hard to respond to all of them. I was expecting you would do that. But I gave to a few people, I gave my FB name. Though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
I heard that you're a tutor, not the royalty.
Tutor,
Yeah, the
tutor.
tutor. Okay, so
I heard cheater.
cheater, not cheater.
Excuse me, it's
Tutor.
tutor.
What do you teach?
If you mean right now, I'm tutoring, I'm teaching Bisaya to foreigners who want to learn the Visayan dialect, which is the dialect of Dumaguete City.
Right.
Yes.
So-
Binisaya or Bisaya?
Bisaya.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say that they have to learn Bisaya if they plan to live here?
A lot of them would come and say, I have a problem with my girlfriend because the moment her family, like probably the whole barangay, a whole tribe, would gather in their house, they would start talking blah, blah, blah in like a language and then he said, and then I would start feeling like a plant. Usually they do not include them in conversations when they are among themselves, these relatives, Bisaya relatives. So they're, blah, 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 blah. Forgetting that we have someone here who does not understand, who could not speak. And I think that is rude.
Speaking English while he's there, but at the same time, it's better to at least learn basic Bisaya phrases or words that are commonly used here.
These people, when they know that you are studying Bisaya, they will start being careful with what they're saying.
Ah.
Yeah, because he's studying Bisaya.
Okay.
We have to be careful with what we say.
Okay, so at least that's like a repellent for
Repellent.
marites. Okay, repellent for
Very
chismis.
good. Correct.
Yes. So
Even
how-
if you know very little only, but they just don't know how much you know. So when
Exactly.
people will ask you, do you know Bisaya? You say, gamay. Gamay is little. You never say no because you don't have the confidence to say yes. You don't say no. You say gamay.
Okay.
And that will already, make them, careful.
Since we're talking about Filipinas and foreigners,
Yep.
let's talk about the dating dynamic.
The dating.
Because here you'd see a lot of older men, older foreign
dating
guys
young women. Yeah.
dating younger women. So,
Uh-huh.
as a mature Filipina and your group of friends, Miss Glenda, what do you think of what's going on?
Well, I believe that love actually can be developed.
Yeah.
Consider the economic statuses of these women. Many of them, come from very poor families. So you can just imagine probably the number one reason for hooking up or for getting involved with men like this or way older, probably as old as their own grandparents, probably. And it's for I don't want to say it.
Monetary.
Economic advancement. Yeah, because
Economic-
they have seen around that these women who are married to foreigners have become better economically.
Okay.
They're able to build better homes, better houses. They're able to have vehicles. So I think there's a kind of like envy. They want to be in their shoes. Oh, I want to do that. I often hear conversations coming from an older man and then a very young girl. And these girls could hardly speak English. So you're going to live with this person for the rest of your life. What will you be talking about? And there were times when the guy was just nodding his head. There's no conversation. And the woman was
Right.
trying to converse in very broken and very difficult English. And the guy was just, I don't think there was communication at all, or there is communication when you marry someone that is not within your educational level. So I really like sympathize with this man. How can this man, sleep or live very long with this woman? They could not even talk about anything decent. So I think these men should look for women who are, number one, should be educated. Because a lot of them who are complaining, my first question is, where did you find that woman? And did you even take into consideration the level of education of this woman? Because they complained that, they've been scammed. And they've been robbed of some money.
Yeah. Right. And yet
So they do not generalize. Not all Filipinas are like that.
For Western guys,
Yeah.
when they see a Filipina who is educated with her own job, someone who's independent, somehow they think it's
They're
a red
very
flag. It's like
I think because they are reminded of their own women in their country who are independent, who make their own money, and who speak up their minds.
Yeah, they don't need no man. It doesn't mean to say that we want to dominate men. You have to have a certain degree to even survive here, to get a proper job.
Correct. And to be able to raise your children well.
We want to compliment you. We don't want to compete with you. I don't want to compete.
I think the problem starts when the woman starts competing. A woman doesn't need to use her masculine energy.
We want a guy who can lead, who can,
of course,
be a man.
Like, I would be at home. I don't have to work if I have someone like that.
We see a lot of foreign guys here in Dumaguete, especially in Dumaguete, because this is like one of the top retirement destinations here in the Philippines.
If not number one.
Yeah, if not number one. But
yeah.
why don't we see a lot of female Westerners coming here to retire? So, because this is what I heard, okay?
Yeah.
A lot of them, they say that they're not coming here because of the women, because they come here because of the cheaper cost of living, food, culture, yada yada, whatnot. But if that's so, why aren't a lot of Western females coming here to retire? Don't they want to experience nice weather or something?
I know some.
Yeah,
like
but
one German woman.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's another American woman, but not a lot of them.
Yeah, not a lot of them.
Because I think women by nature are domestic. They want to stay where they are, where they be. Like myself, for instance, I don't want to go anywhere.
You don't want to go anywhere. You want to stay
so
here.
women
Okay.
are by nature, domesticated. They just, men are more adventurous. They want to go out. They want to do this, especially with the aid of internet. And I have this woman in Samar. I have this one in Dumaguete. I have to meet her.
I think I'd understand if you're used to some level of.
It's okay. I think women have a lot more baggage than men.
Right.
We have a lot of stuff. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah,
my personally, my things, my this.
Oh, now I know. Yeah, that makes sense because we have.
There are
tons.
more women hoarders
Exactly.
than men.
Moving on, Miss Glenda, can you love someone unconditionally? Does it exist? Unconditional love.
For real love, I think it exists.
Okay, no
Without
conditions and all?
conditions. Yeah, I think
Really?
it happens.
Okay.
Yeah, if that is true love, but does true love exist today?
Does it?
It's an ideal. It's an ideal, and I think it still does. A lot of times, cheating starts
Okay.
at a certain period of a person's marriage, and then I have heard matchmates saying they're like friends already with the wife or with the husband. They're no longer doing it.
Oh,
Because
they're no longer doing it? Why not?
They have turned into, the love has turned into something that the romantic love, that kind of love has turned into something like brother sister kind of love. Brother sister. That's why
I wouldn't say brother.
the intimacy is no longer there, and so we wonder, really, love wanes.
Okay. Maybe like a roommate situation because
Something like that.
Something like that. Like
And
two
the-
people with the same address or something like
And
that.
then there is that feeling of the opposite of love, like disgust already when you
You've been with
see
that person.
everything. You see everything about that person.
And speaking of which, even though they've been together for like 30, 40 years, and I heard this conversation from older women, they were like talking about the sex department. And some of them would say they haven't even experienced the big O, the big ooh la la. So how do you, I mean, as a mature woman, Miss Glenda, do you have friends in, a similar situation? In a similar situation?
The big O.
Yeah, the big O.
Okay, the big O. Yeah, I know. Some friends of mine, one said, I have 7 children with my husband, but I never experienced orgasm.
Oh, sad.
After 7 children.
7 children. Yikes. Do they even know what the big O means?
You know, I also discovered that late.
You did?
How about you?
What? I'm totally,
Did you know that exists?
I
Because,
guess.
I had 2 children.
And when
After
did you
I had-
discover it?
Oh, very late.
Maybe I'm one of the lucky few.
You're advanced.
Yeah, I'm advanced. I had advanced learning
Maybe
learning
this
process.
generation. I do not know, but I think
How old were you when you discovered?
Oh.
I mean, how old were you then when you discovered?
secret.
Okay. Okay.
How did you discover it? Let me see.
Okay. Yeah. How did you discover?
I'm asking that to you.
Me?
Yeah.
You have to know
You have
your
experience
body or
if you have,
something.
these women, but only a few. Very little. Like, I would say, how about you give your percentage na?
I mean,
my
in
mind.
your
I think
generation.
based on my generation,
Yes.
about 1%.
1%
I would
of
say, yeah, because we lived in a very conservative
Yeah, they have
society.
to be prim and proper. You can
I know.
even think of sex. You can't. You're not even allowed.
Yeah. We didn't even know that sex existed or how it should go
Right.
at the time. So how much more the big go?
Yeah.
I found out about it quite late.
quite
quite
late.
late.
I even have an aunt who said that she never experienced the big O. She doesn't know how to do self-gratification or
Yeah.
self-exploration whatsoever. So, because it's like a sin. You're
It's
not
a
even
sin.
allowed to think of
Yeah.
that feeling, even just the feeling of that.
Yeah.
Because
You're
of
not
the
even
religion
allowed
and how the
like
society
it does not
works.
exist. It could not happen.
Yes.
That kind of thinking. It does not exist. It could not happen. That only cheap women, only low women will do that.
Coming from your generation, have you seen any changes in the local men, like the younger generation? Do you think it's like shifting? Are they more feminine? Are they not that manly anymore? Are they still chivalrous? I think the men from your generation, they're more of a sumusuyo, like the courtship and
The
everything.
courtship, wooing
Yeah,
women.
yeah, something like that.
Nowadays, I think courting or courtship has become a lot easier because of the cell phone.
The cell phone, just text like
texting. I love you.
Yeah.
Too. With wrong spelling, huh? I
With
love you too.
wrong spelling, yeah.
So it has become everything has become convenient and easy for everyone to hook up. It's the hook up culture.
Yes. What about
You
it?
don't have a date now, just go to there. And then
Tinder.
you'll have a date.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think relationships now are not getting any better than before. Because before there's a lot of seriousness into it. So,
Right. You have to show up
you have
to
to show up.
her
And men
house.
even have to do work. They need to fetch water from so many kilometers.
Manual work to show
In
your
the
love.
Philippines. That's in the Philippines.
And you're not even boyfriends and girlfriends yet.
Yeah.
You have to court the girl.
And then work in the house. Okay? Chop wood.
Chop wood.
Fetch water to deserve the hands of their child. But nowadays, no, that's not happening anymore.
Right.
They date anywhere. They
No more
cell phone, and then
No more chivalry, no more
no more,
flowers.
especially when it's foreign. We call them afam. Why do they call them
Well,
afam?
I think there's like the
I'm
literal.
sorry, you have to know. If they
Afam.
talk about afam, they're referring to you. It's a negative. I think the connotation there is negative. It's generally something like someone, an old man with money.
Yeah.
Because, we're looking for afam. The afam. It does not sound good.
What is the 4 M's? Who
Mayaman, that's rich. Mayaman. Matanda, old. Madaling mamatay. Like, someone who's gonna die fast.
Yeah.
So it is assumed that this old man will die ahead of you.
Yeah.
And he is going to leave you all his wealth and he'll become rich.
It started as a joke.
It started as a joke.
And it's always been here in the Philippines since forever. It's not directly targeting foreigners. But
Yeah.
a lot of my subscribers like, oh, you guys are just gold diggers. Like, it doesn't mean to say it fits the bill and we're talking about you. Someone who's older.
Yeah, older and with money.
With money.
And who's gonna die anytime soon.
Yeah, so that's how it started, and started as a joke.
Because this is what the people think. When you're old, anytime you're gonna die if you're old.
Yeah, it even was used during the 80s movies with younger Filipinas who are marrying politicians or
That's right.
older guys.
It's still happening.
It's still happening. I mean, it's not all about you guys. Come on. I mean, seriously, it's not all about you.
It's anyone
It's not all
who
about
has
foreigners.
money. It's
Yeah.
all about money.
But some guys are there, they're just painting it because it's like, oh, it's a new thing for Filipinas that we discovered, like the 4M's. Like, no, even when I was a kid, I've heard it with my aunts, the tita talks, and they do like the 4M. Next topic, Miss Glenda. Let's talk about prostitution here in the Philippines. Would you say that prostitution should be legal? Like a prostitute?
There's ups and downs to it. Because
Yeah.
when you legalize that, these women will need to submit to health checkup.
Which is better, I
And they will
guess.
show you their cards that they're clean.
That they're clean, that
Yeah,
also
you need
paying
to ask.
taxes.
Yeah. So
It's
where's
like
your card here?
That's like a professional. That's a
It's
profession.
clean from this, from that disease. And it will protect the men, though.
And
They don't overprice. There should be like price.
like price list already. Okay, 1 hour is this. But if you're staying longer than that, so there's like a promo code. Would you say though? I mean, personally, from your views, should prostitution be legal?
That's debatable, right? But although it's good because it will finally identify
Yeah,
who these women are. So I'm going to apply for
Apply.
this license to black. Now they can go to school to study that. To become a course in school. Where is it heading?
Courtesan or like geishas.
Oh, so
In Japanese
think-
culture, they study the graces of being.
we are still a very conservative country. It will never happen.
We're very traditional, and we're
And yet.
and yet,
Yeah.
like the opposite of the spectrum. Like we're so
There's
religious, and yet
something there.
we do hookup cultures. Like it's clashing. So
that's why. Especially when it has something to do with sex, so we are
Yeah.
so double standard.
But they would say that prostitution is like the oldest profession. It's
That's
even
what
in the
they're saying. That's what
even
they're
in the
saying.
Bible.
Yeah. It's the oldest. How can you eradicate an old profession?
Would you say that Filipinos are illogical?
Illogical?
People that just throwing tantrums and then
Majority, I think, of Filipinos are like that. You know?
they don't argue with.
Logic is very poor. Needs to be developed because we are oftentimes emotional. To be logical, you need to tone down your emotions. But very often, especially when we're mad, we just forget everything, even if you're educated, and just blow up. So it's because we are like that. We are emotionally charged every time. Everything, it should be drama. There's always drama to this, drama there. That's what we are fun. That's what we watch, Manggod, on our
We grew up
TV.
with
There's always like
telenovelas.
slapping
Yes.
scenes and hair pulling
Infidelity.
scenes.
It's like,
Infidelity.
it's
Those are
always
the
like
themes.
The themes, like
Yeah.
so. When you argue with someone here in the Philippines,
We cannot stay
logical. Like, let's talk about the
without
issue,
without emotions.
not the person.
Oh.
Sometimes
No
they'll attack you personally.
No attack, personal attacks.
Yes.
Just
Name
stay
calling.
on the issue. Okay, this is the issue. Okay, we start with an issue, blah, 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 and then we end up, name calling. You're a pig, you're a...
Yeah.
And all of this.
And if someone was caught like lying or cheating, but you don't have, enough time for me, it's like you're shifting the blame. As our talk
Correct,
about
correct.
accountability here, ladies.
Accountability.
Like, yeah, there's
And
no such thing
we're
here.
so poor also at,
Critical thinking.
owning the blame, critical thinking.
Yes.
Oo. That's one thing. Mostly Filipinos are really like more immature, emotionally.
Emotionally,
immature.
yeah.
So when it comes to handling problems, solving problems, I think we need to work on that, on those areas. That needs to be taught in school. We were not taught in school.
If you can go back in time, let's say you can go back to your 20-year-old self, what would you do differently?
Secret.
What are you gonna rediscover the big O's or just do it like
I would have wanted to discover that earlier.
earlier? Okay.
I was too late.
No, nothing's too late. At least you know.
At least I discovered it.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-oh.
For those guys who are watching this video, planning to visit the Philippines, maybe to check
Yeah.
it out or maybe retire here, what advice can you give them to have a happy life, a happy experience here in the Philippines?
Okay.
Yeah.
So number one, they have to know what they're getting into. You have to know, first of all, what's the Philippines like? What's the Filipino culture like? And if you know this girl and you want to meet her, it's not enough to just know her. You have to really delve into the history. Is this a family? Does she come from a family of criminals? That's
Oh yeah, do a background check. Check her Facebook. Because everything is in Facebook.
What's the background of this woman? How
Yeah.
many is she married, and is the husband still going after her? And she's saying they're separated. You could get stabbed or killed.
Yeah,
Because of that, she might give you the wrong information. Find out if the information you're getting about her and about the family is all true. Don't believe directly what they're saying. Oh, I'm already separated. I have 5 children that were separated with my husband. That's not at all true.
No, they
that
might
could
be
endanger
separated,
your
but
life.
they're still married.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, as I've mentioned, do not nuke your life in the West. Make sure you have an exit plan. If you don't like it here, you can always go back. Don't come here just for a specific woman. Test the waters, because the Philippines is it's also a melting pot of different cultures and different kind of people. You have to test the waters where you'd be, oh, okay, this is nice. I'd be comfortable here. Do an extended vacation. Well, anyway, Miss Glenda, it was really nice
Really
having you
nice
here.
having you too.
Yeah.
Having me here. Thank you.
I really
The
appreciate
second time.
the second time, and maybe
Yeah.
we can do this
We're
another
talking
time.
about anything
yeah.
from A to Z.
A to Z. Anything under the sun with Miss Glenda is absolutely fun. So thank you so much for making the time today. I know you're very busy. You're a busy bee woman.
Just a
So
little busy.
a little busy. So
Yeah.
anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this segment, and I'll be back in just 3 more days with something interesting. So, till then, folks, bye.
Bye.
If you think about it, I'm kind of like a pirate, helping you navigate the tricky waters of Filipino culture and dating, and telling you how to find your first mate. Are you gonna listen to just anyone, or trust your Captain P to lead you to the booty? And you best be hitting that like button, subscribing to me channel, and hitting that notification bell, or I'll shiver your timbers and cut off your jib. And while we be sailing, why not feast your eyes on me other videos too? And yes, I'm a real pirate.
I've got the sunken chest to prove it.